Hello, I'm Rochelle, and this is episode 168 of the Genuine Realtor Show, which airs every Friday. This week, we're looking at Hamilton and Burlington's infamous Royal Botanical Gardens. With a broad overview of the 5 unique gardens, more than 27 kilometers of nature trails, and their wonderful conservation initiatives. Ready? Let's go. Known for connecting people with the plant world since the 1930s, the RBG was created out of a vision for beautifying Hamilton with a focus on conservation, education, horticulture, and science. Recognized as being a UNESCO World Biosphere Reserve, the Royal Botanical Gardens, which is the largest botanical garden in Canada, is so much more than pretty flowers. It's vital to the health and well-being of this populated urban center on the western shores of Lake Ontario. But its environmental approach and research has an even wider reach than just this stretch of the Greater Toronto Area. With 2,700 acres of sensitive ecosystems, 2,400 acres of true nature sanctuaries, and more than 300 acres of cultivated gardens, the RBG is celebrated as it embraces the coexistence between people and nature. Now, I am a local realtor here in the Hamilton, Burlington, and surrounding areas, so I do want to share what living here is like. But I feel the need to emphasize how important it is to respect these places when you visit. Please do not pick any plants, do not feed the wildlife, don't litter or leave garbage behind, and please stay on the marked trails to protect the fragile ecosystem. A big part of why these places are so wonderful to visit is because the visitors respect the rules and leave the trails and gardens in the same state that they found them. All of our actions make a difference, so please be a force for good. So in this overview, I will be sharing insights into each of the gardens, but if you are enjoying the video, be sure to subscribe and click that bell to turn on notifications, as I will be doing a deep dive into each of the gardens in upcoming episodes. Let's kick off at the RBG Centre because it's the main building for the Royal Botanical Gardens and offers amazing events throughout the year. Home to the Natural Playground, the Mediterranean Garden, the Shop at the Gardens, event spaces for rent, educational camps, seasonal events, as well as the cafe. With easy access to Henry Park, it's the ideal place to explore on a rainy day since you can pop outside if the weather clears up. So walking into Henry Park from the tunnel access, you're greeted by the manicured walkway that leads to the seasonally open tea house. Along the way, you pass stairways to other sections of the garden, but if you walk towards the water features, you'll be able to enjoy the rose garden and take in the pollinator's paradise behind the tea house. There are so many beautiful sculptures and installations throughout the gardens to enjoy, along with an assortment of smaller gardens which offer unique experiences. From outdoor venues for celebrating, to seasonal events, to exploring forest trails, there's a lot to enjoy in Henry Park. The Cherry Hill Gate is nearby as well, which allows you to access the Henry Valley Nature Sanctuary, a protected wetland with amazing trails and boardwalks to explore while allowing nature to flourish. Now, most people drive from park to park, but if you're down here in the valley, you can follow the trail to the west and pop out at the base of Laking Garden. It's a beautiful elevated garden that overlooks the Grindstone Marsh and offers tranquil sitting areas to enjoy. Best known for the iris and peonies, there's a lot of beauty here year-round. Not too far down Plains Road or via Valley Inn Trail if you're going by foot, the Rock Garden was the first in the RBG and is still one of my favorite gardens, which underwent a massive revitalization in 2015. The mix of water features, gorgeous facilities, accessible pathways, staircases adventuring through the gardens, and the cafe, all set against the natural stone of the former quarry, makes for year-round beauty in this 6-acre garden like no other. Last for today's gardens is the 116-acre Arboretum that offers seasonal wonders like one of the world's largest lilac collections, which you can check out on my Nature Spaces playlist here on YouTube. But it's also home to the RBG's Nature Interpretive Centre, which is known for camp experiences and educational programs, as well as offering easy access into the northern shores of Cootes Paradise Nature Sanctuary. Access to the South Shoreline's nature space is through the Westdale neighborhood in Hamilton at Princess Point, as well as the multiple trailheads throughout the community. If you're looking for a hike deep into the woods, the Arboretum is where it's at. This is also home to one of the best self-guided walks to appreciate the long history of First Nations and Métis people who were the stewards of these lands long before the Europeans came to colonize. If you're looking for insights into how the lands and plants here were used, take the trailhead behind the Nature Interpretive Centre, where there are displays set up to help broaden your knowledge. Again, if you're curious about these amazing nature spaces, be sure to subscribe and click that bell to turn on notifications so you never miss an upcoming episode. Also, you might be interested in the Nature Spaces playlist, which covers the local conservation areas as well. So as Dr. Leslie Laking, one of RBG's executive directors, so eloquently said in his book, Garden with a View, the Royal Botanical Gardens puts nature's beauty on display, but it isn't a park system. It teaches, but it isn't a school. It protects and preserves forests and marsh, but it isn't a conservation authority. It collects and propagates botanical knowledge and plant life, but it is not a library, museum, or laboratory. It's all of those things and more than there's some. So if you haven't yet, be sure to get out and immerse yourself in nature a stone's throw from these urban centers. And if you're a local, please consider a yearly membership or a one-time donation so the RBG can continue to share and protect these amazing spaces for years to come. Until next week, keep it genuine.